Good morning. Police in the United States say gunmen have shot 2 dead after they opened fire outside a conference on cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad in a suburb of Dallas. A security guard was also injured in the attack. Police have sealed off the Curtis Culwell Centre in Garland and evacuated participants. The gunman's car is being searched for a possible bomb. The event, organised by a group critical of Islam, included a contest for drawings of the Prophet. The Dutch anti-Islamic politician Geert Wilders was among those attending. He tweeted that shots had been fired, but he had safely left the building. I'm joined now by security analyst Temitope Olodo. Good morning, Temi. It's not the first time we've seen attacks like this regarding the image of the Prophet. Do you think this could have turned into a US version of Charlie Hebdo?
There's no doubt about it. I'm quite concerned that the police or the security services have not actually looked into this. This is one of those events that you need to have profiled and identify very clearly as an event that will attract some radical reprisal. So
they did make it very clear what was going on at this event, and it was a contest.
Yes, and we need to realize that prior to this event, there was an event at the same venue where there was ticketing, in terms of protesting against the funding of a small mosque or raising funds for a small mosque. So this is one of those events that should have been earmarked as high risk.
Authorities didn't believe that there was any credible intelligence to say that this was a likely target. Are you thinking that they should have just known that this is a hot topic and that they should have done more about it?
Yes, look around the world. Anywhere in the world where you're talking about Prophet Muhammad in terms of image will attract protest. So even if on a normal ground it's not about the shooting, there will have been protest at that venue anyway on a normal grounds, and that's the reason why they should have taken the appropriate measure to ensure that the people in that venue are safe.
Do you think this was an isolated attack with just sort of two lone gunmen, or do you think they might be part of a more organised group?
It's definitely going to be part of a more organised group, and this has opened another chapter for America, really, as from my perspective, in terms of getting homegrown, what we call diaspora radicalization. Because when you start going down this route to against the religion, Islam in particular, you will attract the kind of people that you don't want to attract.
Geert Wilders was there. He's an anti-Islamic Dutch politician, very well known for his views. He's on a jihadi hit list.
Yes.
Do you think the event was being targeted, or do you think he was being singled out?
I think it could go both ways. The fact is that in the first instance, he is a man that is well known, to the radicals or people that are not happy with some of his views. And with this particular event, anywhere in the world, it could actually just spring roll, and we need to be very sensitive, because freedom of expression is quite different from just saying whatever we want to say, and we need to be more sensitive about it.
I was going to say freedom of expression. There was a $10,000 prize for the best depiction of the Prophet. Had this been a Christian group, had it been a Catholic group, it would have upset anybody. Why do you think this was allowed to go ahead in the first place? Do you think it's freedom of speech, or do you think lines have to be drawn?
I think line needs to be drawn. There is need to be sensitive to other people's religion, and I know we live in a democracy where you're free to say whatever you want to say, but we need to say things in reasons. And we know that this, in particular, when it comes to images of the Prophet, is forbidden, by some group within the religion, and we need to just respect that. And there's no need to aggravate or, more or less attract violence when it's not necessary.
In previous attacks, we obviously had the Danish paper, Jyllands-Posten. We've got this big Iranian big-budget movie that's managed to offend Muslims. Then in Paris, we had sort of secondary attacks after Charlie Hebdo. Do you think this is a one-off, or do you think we could see more clusters of attacks, not necessarily triggered by something like this competition, but other issues in the States?
If this organisation continues in this manner with what has happened, what we have to embrace ourselves for is more of this kind of attacks. I think what makes the US different from Europe is that they carry guns, they're more armed, and they could respond quickly. Could you imagine if there were 4 or 5 of them and they've decided to go into the venue? We'll be, say, having a different discussion.
Because it sounds
today.
like they never actually made it inside the building. This was all dealt with outside.
Yeah.
So it was a smaller issue, if you like, because this happened in the United States.
Yes.
Do you think there are concerns that this will raise its head in other countries, whether it's Europe, in the Middle East, or anywhere else for that matter?
What we hope and what we pray for is that this is just an isolated incident and it stops here. If this group continues, their rhetoric along the lines that they're going, we might have reprisal attacks in other places that are much easier to attack. And the radicals will definitely blame it on the incident that happened in America.
Well, we'll see what happens in the days ahead. Temitope Olodo. I will see you later for the newspapers, but for now, thank you very much.
Thank you.